Hello, welcome to Kenya USA Times TV. Today, I'm going to take you step by step how to apply for diversity visa lottery. This is just in preparation for DV 2025, which will open in October this year. So pay attention as I take you step by step process. First and foremost, there is one official DV lottery website. It should be dvprogram.state.gov. Be aware of fake websites so that you may not lose your money. Let's go to this website. When you click, this is now the dvprogram.state.gov. This is the legitimate website. And when times come for DV 2025 application, you will find something green here. And the application for DV 2025 will begin here. You will start your application here. There is no other website, legitimate website apart from this. So, and it should end with .gov, not .com, no. So, let me show you the form itself, how it looks like. Yes, the form should look like something like this. And I want to take you step by step on how to fill it. Part 1, the electronic diversity visa entry form. Part 1, entrant information. This is the part for the principal applicant. Principal applicant ni mwenye ana apply hii diversity visa lottery. So, last name, stroke family name, which is also the same as surname. You put here. Then there is first name. There is also middle name. If you have no middle name, you click here. An example could be like this. Kamau. Then first name would be Peter. And then gender. Are you male or female? You should be careful with this. If you are male, click male. If you are female, click female. Date of birth in the format month, day, year. Put it correctly. Don't confuse. I know most of the time people are used to a situation whereby the day starts followed by a month, then the year ends. No. In this format, you should follow month, day, year. Number 4, city where you were born. This is very important. Enter the Perth city only. Perth city where you were born. If you don't know, click Perth city unknown. But base your city of Perth on primary documents such as birth certificate or passport. Whatever is written in your birth certificate or passport should also be written here. I know there is a common issue with birth certificates in Kenya. You could have been born in a place whereby it's not even a city. You have to write that. For example, in my case, in my birth certificate, it's written place of birth, Puret. But keep in mind that Puret is not even a town. It's not even a city. So I had to write it the way Vileiko. And it was okay. There should be no disparity between how you fill this thing and how your documents are. Take care. Huwezi kuandika Nairobi na wewe ulisaliwa Kisumu. No, it has to match place of birth, city of birth. And in most cases in Kenya, watu wako naishi na hii kitu. Number 5, country where you were born. There will be a drop down menu here. You have to select the correct country where you are born. And take care. Sometimes when you are scrolling down, you may click a country like Kiribati or maybe Kazakhstan, especially when you are doing it in est. Be careful. Whatever you click, make sure, if for example you want to click a country like Kenya, make sure it is Kenya. Country of eligibility. Your country of eligibility will normally be the same as your country of birth. Though in some cases, it may not be true for some people. Are you claiming eligibility based on the country where you are born? In most cases, people will click yes. If you click no, there will be another option here. Then you'll have to click also. Number 7, entrant photograph. This photograph must meet the required specification. It should be 2-inch square, white background, not more than 240 kilobytes, and then it should not be more than 6 months old. Then you upload your photo. You will click here, and then you go to where your photo is saved. Then it will be good to go. Mailing address. In care of. This is optional, but you can write your name, maybe Peter Kamau. Beer box 236. Yes, that's the normal PO box you write. C is optional. City. Maybe Peter Kamau was born in Nairobi City. District or county, Nairobi. Postal code, stroke zip code. Maybe zip code of Nairobi City GPO is 0100, for example. If you don't know your zip code, you have to Google your post office postal code, and you will find it there. If you have no zip code, click no postal code. Remember, don't confuse this with international telephone standards, which, for example, for Kenya, it should be +254. No, these are different things. I know some people have been confusing that. Postal code is different from international dialing code, which for Kenya is +254. TZ is +255, and so forth. Country. Kamau was born in Kenya. Yes, click. Number 9, country where you live today. It is possible that while applying this diversity visa lottery, maybe you are working in Qatar or Dubai, you have to state where you are. Phone number, you put your phone number here, the way it is, and you start with the format +254 and so forth. Number 11 is very important. Make sure that you put a valid email address. What do I mean by saying a valid email address? It should be an email address which you can access. You can see your messages, you can send your messages. Not an email address whereby you don't have access to it. Or maybe cyber guy is the only one having the access. No. It's easy to to create a Gmail address. It's free. You can do it on your own. But before you use it, make sure that you test it, send yourself some messages so that you may know if it's working. And save the password of that email address. Very easy. You put it here, then you confirm it, you repeat it again, and it will be good to go. Number 12. What is the highest level of education you have? If you have master's degree, That would be your highest level of education. You click masters. If you have a university degree, that should be your highest level of education. Don't mind about high school degree. No. If you have a high school degree, click it. High school degree means that you've completed 12 years of education. You have KCSE. And remember, whatever you click here, you must have documentary evidence. What do I mean by documentary evidence? You must have the legitimate certificate, legitimate degree, and if it's a high school degree, it has to be verified by NEC. For example, if you're a Kenyan, it has to be verified by NEC. And one thing, even though you may have clicked university degree here, during interviews, you will need only to verify your KCSE or high school diploma. That's the minimum. Okay, you may not qualify through high school education, but if you have at least 2 years of work experience, qualifying work experience, you may qualify. But be careful. This route is not very easy. For example, let's see this website. There is a website called www.one.online.org. Let's see. Because what is required here is that 2 years of training or experience from qualifying job experience, especially from job zone 4 and 5. Let's see if these jobs does not require high school education. Yes. Job zone 4, considerable preparation needed. You see, here you will find accountants, actuaries, engineers, directors. Even from the outset, you will see that all these people does require some training, high school education. There is no way you will be an accountant without passing high school. No way. So bottom line is, it's really hard for you to pass through work experience route, especially if you have no high school qualification. Let's see also jobs on 5. You see again, there is animal scientists, whatever, uh, these one, activists, all these people requires anthropologists, all these people requires some level of education, which is more than even high school education. Okay, you may ask yourself, what is this website? It's a website recognized by the Department of Labor. It's called www.onenet.online.org. So, and this is a good website. So, what am I saying? It's really hard to qualify through work experience. Most people will qualify through high school education, which is the minimum. And in most cases, they will require at least D minus, at least D minus, which most people will get. Okay, let's go back. Yes. What is your current marital status? Are you unmarried? Being unmarried means that you are single, you've not been married. Okay. Are you married and your spouse is not a US citizen? Married and my spouse is a US citizen or lawful permanent resident? Are you divorced? Are you widowed? Legally separated? But remember, whatever you click here, you must have documentary evidence. You must have documents to prove that. Let's read here. Legal separation is an arrangement when a couple remains married but live apart following a court order. If you and your spouse are legally separated, your spouse will not be able to immigrate with you through diversity visa program. You will not be penalized if you choose to enter the name of a spouse from whom you are legally separated. What does it mean? You must have court orders. If you are not legally separated by a court order, you must include your spouse if you plan to be divorced before you apply. Failure to list eligible spouse is ground for disqualification. If your spouse is a US citizen or lawful permanent resident, do not list him or her in your entry. That's that's good. Okay. There is also an issue here. If you've previously applied maybe a visit visa, DS 160, and then you had indicated that you are married, maybe ostensibly so that you may get that visit visa. If you had indicated that you are married, please, you have to maintain that status. Remember, when you go to the embassy, whether you fail to get visa or not, your records will be kept as long as you went to the interview. So if you had said that you are married, but while now applying for diversity visa lottery, you say you are single, that will be a ground for disqualification. So you have to do something. Make sure that you get married. I don't know how you will do it, but make sure that you have a lot of documentary evidence. Okay, number 14, number of children. If you have children, this form will now go to the next page. If you have no children, that is it. You will just submit this form. Let's say you have children. If you have no children, first of all, you put 0 here. Don't leave it blank. Let's say you have children. You go to part 2, derivatives. Derivatives includes your dependents plus your spouse. Okay, your spouse. Last name, first name, middle name. You have to write. Date of birth in the format month, day, year. And then male or female. City where your spouse was born. Birth city. And once again, I say, whatever is written in your birth certificate, that is it. Write it. Write it. Even though it may not be a city, write it. Okay, 13. Country where your spouse was born, you have to write it. There will be a drop down menu here. Choose the right country. Spouse, photograph, which should be the same as the photograph of the principal applicant. It must meet all the requirements, that is 2-inch square, not more than 240 kilobytes, white background, and other requirements. And then you upload that photo here. High quality photo. Number 14, child number 1. Maybe you have children, maybe 2 children. Write last name, first name, date of birth in the format month, day, year. Is it a boy or a girl? Birth city, you indicate where the child was born, and the photograph of the child must meet the same specification just as the principal applicant. You upload the photo. If you have no further derivatives, you will submit this form and it will be good to go. Then you will get something like this. DV, for example, this was my case. confirmation number, DV 2023 submission confirmation. For you to know that you've successfully applied for diversity visa lottery, you must get something like this. Success. You see my name, confirmation number. Confirmation number will be here. Make sure that you save this confirmation number. You can click save, maybe something like this, save as, or print. You can print. Let's say you want to save as. You see, you save it as PDF. You click save. Let's say I want to replace, yes, click save. And that will be okay for you. This confirmation number will be useful while checking the results come May next year. Okay, I want to show you some basic diversity visa lottery instructions. This was for DV 2024, but instructions are instructions. There is something I want to show you here. Not everything, but some important, yes, something here. Yeah, the photo. Submitting a digital photograph. You can take a new digital photograph or scan a recent taken within the last 6 months. Very important. If it meets all the standards below, DV entry photos must be of the same quality and compositions as US visa photos. And if you click here, it will lead you to various examples. Your photos or digital images must be in color, in focus, sized such that the head is between 1 inch. The head should be not more than this one. Let me 69%. Yes, it should not be more than 69%. And it should not be so close. If it's so close, that photo will be highly compressed. It will be heavy. It will have more kilobytes. So make sure that you use the 5 to 7 rule system, whereby a photographer can stand 5 to 7 feet from the subject. You try that. Then taken within the last 6 months, okay. Taken in full face with a neutral facial expression, both eyes open and the mouth closed. Taken in clothing that you normally wear, not uniform. You cannot be in uniform, maybe military uniform or religious clothing. No, except, oh yeah, for example, except religious clothing, that's acceptable. But uniform for the military or the police, not acceptable. Do not wear a hat. Do not put on your hat or head covering. Headphones, wireless, hands-free devices are not acceptable. Do not wear eyeglasses. You see, if you normally wear a hearing device or similar articles, they may be worn in your photo. Your photo should be in JPEG or JPG file format, equal or less than 240 kilobyte in file size, in square aspect ratio, 600 by 600 pixels. That is the resolution. The size itself should be 2-inch square. Ama kwa watu wengine wanasema 51 by 51 millimeters. Taking photos of your baby, I know it can be something challenging. You have to make sure that you prepare your child properly. Put your child somewhere you can take your photos comfortably. Frequently asked questions. There is this question: can I still apply if I was not born in a qualifying country? There are two circumstances in which you still might be eligible to apply. First, if your derivative spouse was born in an eligible country, you may claim chargeability to that country. Plain and simple. Secondly, you can be charged to a country of birth of either of your parents as long as neither of your parents was born in a resident of your country of birth. Yeah, understandable. There is another question here also. Why do natives of certain countries not qualify for DV program? Pay attention. DVs are intended to provide an immigration opportunity for persons who are not from high admission countries. US law defines high admission countries as those from which a total of 50,000 persons in the family sponsored or employment based visa category immigrated to the United States during the previous 5 years. Currently, Nigeria does not qualify. You wako na watu wengi through this route. Okay. Let's see. How many? I don't want to read that. There is something I'm looking for here. What are the requirements of education or work experience? Let's read. US immigration law and regulation require that every DV entrant must have at least high school education or its equivalent or have 2 years of work experience within the past 5 years for an occupation that require at least 2 years of training or experience. There is something here. This high school education should be 12 years and it should be equivalent of all level, not ile ya kama ile ya TZ, no, all level. Unless you come from a country like Uganda where they are doing their A level, that's acceptable. But if you are from Kenya, Kenyan system is all level. A high school education for or equivalent is defined. Yes, there is something here also. What? Okay. When can I submit my entry? No. I'm in the United States. Can I enter DV program? Yes, an entrant may apply while in the US or another country. Can I only enter once during the registration period? Yes, you have to apply once. Though there is an exception. The law allows only one entry per person during each registration period. There is an exception in number 12. Listen carefully. May my spouse and I each submit a separate entry. I may repeat. May my spouse and I each submit a separate entry? The answer is yes. Each spouse may submit one entry if each meets eligibility requirements. If either spouse is selected, the other is entitled to apply as derivative dependent. So, if you are married and you have a marriage certificate, you can apply, both of you. Your husband may apply and include every one of you. Wife also may apply and include every one of you. But make sure that at least you try to use different photos for each application scenario. So while taking photos, jaribu kuchukua mingi if you are a family. So make sure that you use different photos. And this is very important because it will increase the chances of those who are married. Those who are married have more chance. Wako na double chance. So take advantage of this. Okay. As we prepare to apply for DV 2025, some people have asked me for help in application. I may not apply for everybody, but I'm offering to apply for at least 20 people. If you have the right photo, if you have, yes, the right photo which meets the requirements, you've tested your photos, sent me your details and your photo. I will attach, I will put my email address somewhere there so that I can help you apply. Otherwise, I wish you the best as you prepare to apply for DV 2025. And note that prepare early your photos. I think by now you should have done your photos. Make sure that you go to photo studio, get your photos. Don't wait for last minute. Thank you so much. Please share, like, and subscribe. God bless you.